Hello, everybody. Thank you for being patient with this one. I was waiting on a few things to come out, and I also like to, you know, I like to compare my notes with another guy that I respect a lot, just to see what he's thinking, even though him and I did not agree on a few things, and I'll talk about that. But the first game we're going to talk about is Ottawa versus Montreal. Now, I will admit there's not a lot that I really like on this game. Like as for singles, on the money line, without moving the lines and stuff like that. I think betting on -13 is kind of risky, just because of backdoor covers. But if I was to give out a couple leans on this game, because first of all, we have the worst team in the league in Ottawa, worst, and also has the worst defense in the league. They just find ways to lose and just can't finish drives. They are also the worst team in the CFL on finishing drives. So, and Montreal's the best team in the league on finishing drives. So we got one on one end of the spectrum, one on the other. So it's got the makings of a 40-20 ball game. But it's kind of risky. So a couple of my leans are this: Montreal -13, or the running back for Greg Bell under 33.5 rushing yards. Um, I expect him to get his normal carries, maybe 6, maybe 7. Um, and last week he had 6 carries for 17 yards. He's been hitting in the 25 to 30 range most weeks, but all it's going to take is one big run for him to go over this. But there's also a chance that he ends up with 15 yards and it catches easy. So it's kind of, you know, the other lean would be maybe the under, but I'm going to stay away from that too because Montreal does like to run it up. I do have the under 69.5 in a parlay piece, but I'm not giving it out on here just in case if people who watch this don't get to see this before the game starts, because the game is tonight at 7:30, which is literally in an hour and 45 minutes. That's why I feel bad on getting this video out so late. But our next game is going to be Winnipeg versus Edmonton. I actually like Edmonton here quite a bit. Now, whether or not they're going to cover the 5.5, I don't know. If it's, I thought maybe did it move to 4.5? I don't think so. Let me check. Yeah, it actually did. Wow. You know what? At -4.5, I don't mind that at all. But I've got Edmonton money line in a parlay piece, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Um, and I would let me see what the rushing props are because I heard that they dropped big time. Russ Justin Rankin's rushing prop is down to 77.5. I don't mind the under there, but it opened at like 81, but the under is a -140. So that's kind of chalky. I'd probably stay off of that for now. If it changes, if it becomes better odds, then I'd bet it. But for now, I'm just going to go with the Edmonton money line on this. I think I think they're the better team. Plus, they're at home. I don't think Winnipeg's as good as their record or as good as people think they are right now. So I'm going to go with Edmonton as a parlay piece on the money line. And then this is a game that I don't know what to think because I don't trust Toronto. But at this point, I don't trust Hamilton's offense. I do trust their defense, though. So, as much as, but I hate betting unders, at least too many of them, especially versus Toronto. Because if you look at all the scores, a lot of the overs end up involving Toronto. Um, so I would lean Hamilton +4 in this game. but I'm going to stay away from it because if for some unknown reason Chad Kelly comes up with a good, clean game and doesn't throw one or two interceptions, then Toronto could cover. So I'm going to stay away from this game for the most part. Um, about the only thing I might consider, um, if Trade Ford starts, maybe look at his rushing prop. Um, we're not sure who the quarterback is going to be for Hamilton yet. If Frost starts, I'd look at his passing yards. So that's about all I got on that game for now. And then the last game of the week is my favorite game. Saskatchewan versus BC. I'd love to pick Saskatchewan here, but I can't. They still have a lot of injuries, and I have no idea who's going to be back. It looks like maybe their wide receiver Emelis is back, and possibly their backup running back Conley, because I see props are out for Conley, and I see that Emelis was a full participant in practice yesterday. I'm not sure about today. So, but they still got their starting running back out. There's still another running back. Baker's out. They got a couple defensive backs out. So I'm going to lean towards BC to win this game. But I think my favorite play, and this isn't a very liked one by some others, is going to be the under. Under 63.5 points, minus 115. I'm also using this right here. I'm also using under 69.5 in the Montreal game. Oh, wait, no, I did use the under 69.5 in the Montreal game and Edmonton money line as a parlay piece, minus 110. But I've also got this one here, the Saskatchewan under 63.5, minus 115. But I've also got it in a parlay under 69.5 and Edmonton money line also. If you like if you don't get the Montreal game in time with the Edmonton parlay, then use this one here. And then I did not write it down. I don't think I did I? Let me see if I wrote it. Sorry, man. I'm kind of a mess tonight. It's kind of just throwing this together at the last second. And I did play this. Xander Horvath over 68.5 rush yards, minus 115. It literally just dropped. So I hope I got a good number. I think I got a decent number. Last week he closed at 67.5, and he ended up with 102. I'm expecting him to get 80 to 85. One thing I would look for in this game would be maybe a touchdown prop around halftime, either for him or Tommy Stevens, and see if you can get it close to even money for either one if they haven't scored yet. Sorry, it's a very short video this week, but those are my plays and leans and likes for CFL. I didn't have quite as much this week that I liked. But I hope everyone cashes some tickets, and everyone have a great night. Thank you.